So here we are at Mastermind in December.
Yeah.
And awards night. And then 4 days later, she's gone.
At the end of last year, unfortunately, his wife, tragically just died suddenly.
You met Bruce, didn't you?
Yeah, we met Bruce.
Did you hear what happened?
Yeah.
What was extraordinary is the day after it happened was the level of support that Bruce got.
And the next day, he had 15 K2s in his house. And he had one of our K2 who was a bookkeeper doing the books for the business. He had another K2 who was a recruiter, recruiting to fill the position for his wife, because his wife was actually the administrator in the business.
So all Bruce had to do was just mourn.
Focus on himself, yeah.
And K2 just stepped in. It was amazing.
Wow.
What makes K2 special is that. It's our culture. I haven't mourned yet.
Well, I'm not going to anchor it in.
Oh, so sorry, bro.
So what's happened, it's not good, it's not bad, it just is. And with all the psychology that you learn,
The shit that you talk about is what gets me through on a daily basis.
that has been the key, right? To have more structure, more discipline, and more appreciation. And the text every morning from you saying, what are you grateful for? What are you grateful for? And each day it was just a matter of going through, what am I grateful for today?
I love you, mate. What we saw was Bruce at a point where he had accepted both sides. You know, it's not good or not bad, but he had to go through an enormous lot of grief to get to that point. And you know, you don't want to miss that fact, because there is a process. You know, grief, trauma. There is a process that we must go through that enables us to release the energy that the loss brings up, that enables us to be able to balance our perspective. Because if we do repress what comes up in an emotional context, it does get expressed in unhealthy ways. Like to me, and this is what's really funny, like I created K2 for a whole range of reasons, was one of them, but one of them was to, you know, in many ways, the same way reasons I created my team was to create the family that I never had. Like I always wanted to have a big family. And you know, they say you can't choose your family, and I say you can.
So the social experiment is basically about a company, aka ours, that has absolutely sucked at social media for years, but then decides to use social media and see what happens.
We film everything that we do in here. I don't know if you've watched The Social Experiment. You know, sometimes he's privileged to seeing what's going on in my life, behind the scenes. You know, whether it be a health challenge in some cases or whether it be a relationship challenge in some cases. He's privileged to everything. I can't think of anyone I trust more.
Baptism of fire for some. See, annoyed Kerwin.
Yeah.
He's not all happy all the time. No, he gets pissed off too.
We share it with the world.
That's the only difference. Kerwin actually shares it when he's pissed off.
Are you recording this?
Oh yeah, everything gets recorded.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Even this?
To me, it's not even about the content, it's what are the lessons that can help someone else. But I really do want to make sure that we don't allow our own bias to prevent lessons that have been very valuable to us, that have been worth thousands, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars, and allowing that bias to prevent us sharing that with the rest of the world.
Some of my biggest mistakes are going to be some of the greatest lessons that I can teach people. And if I fuck up and it's recorded, I'm going to show it to somebody. As human beings, it's really important to understand we're flawed. We're never going to get rid of our darkness, and we're never going to be completely light.
I think it's important also just to highlight, I think lessons are supposed to be painful. If they're not, then we don't often learn from them. And I think it's important for us to talk about them, especially the ones that do cause us pain, and not in a way where we take it personally and go, well, you know, I failed, no one failed. It's just, this is something that has to change.
You're back!
I'm back!
Good to see you, man.
Is it good to be back, or you wish you were still in Canada?
Oh no, it's good to be back. I've reached my max. I think 4 weeks is like my max. I just really enjoyed being in Canada. I love it there. If I didn't marry a Canadian, I don't think I probably ever would have gone. Okay, last but not least, Danny.
Yay!
Yeah, look,
She's been here.
2-3 months. I don't know.
It's almost 2 months, and
So
she's put one
November.
person on, and that one person, Michael came from me because it was my lead from Facebook. Yeah. Jesus Christ, that's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you feel like you're on track?
No.
So if you're doing that much time, how come there's not more candidates coming through for interviews?
What I do know is it's just like she's not performing. Like,
Well, what would you have expected coming back to?
oh, I would have expected like a fucking procession of interviews, like literally. Is there nothing? Like, there's nothing?
There's nothing. No. But I don't have to help with this one.
I just gotta go to the toilet. This is giving me the shits. Well, she said to me at least 3 times now, well, if I'm still here when this happens, or if you haven't fired me by then.
Wow.
And I said, well, why would I fire you? Like, so I suppose the question is do we coach her or just replace her, or both?
Maybe it is coaching.
I'm happy to coach her. I just don't know. Is it so salvageable in your opinion?
Would you like some support, like some resources or support?
Look, I think there may be use for someone else to support as well.
Okay. Because I was talking to Tracy Lane over the weekend.
Yeah.
I said, "Are you open to oversight? Are you open to some coaching and some feedback from Tracy?"
Yeah, look, I mean, I'm happy with that.
And she's like, "Yeah, absolutely." I said, "Cool. That's all I need to know." I just want you to understand my intent behind reaching out to Tracy. Whether you end up staying here long term or you're just finishing the contract, regardless, I want you to leave here far more skilled than what you came.
Yeah.
Because the way I see it is, if I can upskill you, that's only going to benefit me.
Yeah.
I said, look, this goes for everyone. We develop everyone in this business. You're not going to leave here with the skills that you came in. I want you to be better. I think she's just going to add some skills and some training that would just make you more valuable and even better at your job than what you are already.
I think it'll be very helpful.
Yeah, and this is so important. Like with where we are right now, with the jump we're about to make, it's like I want it to. It has to work well.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Thanks, Trace. Really appreciate it.
You've got no shoes on.
Tracy's all yours.
Okay.
And you guys can sit and have a chat, and we're going to work out a plan how we can all work together. So you're actually going to have a bit more support.
Oh, cool.
Tracy, do I shake your hand? Do I hug you? Like.
Brilliant.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You know, for me, if someone's not performing and they are a very strong cultural fit, I will spend in some cases weeks and in some cases months upskilling, because for me it's so hard to find someone with the right attitude. It's so hard to find someone who fits the culture, because our culture is so unique. But if they come in and they're not a cultural fit and they're not a performer, then that to me, you know, that's a double threat. And yeah, you normally know pretty quickly that they have to go.
Do you want to pull him in and have a one-on-one with him now?
Yeah, I'm doing it now.
Okay, are you going to let him go? Like, is that your go in there open, see what comes out? But I back whatever you do. All right, watch him. Like just. All right, everybody shake that off. It's all good.
He was exited abruptly, you know, and for good reason. He was there on his second week, and he'd already left on 2 occasions early without permission. But the second time that he did it, it was just a little bit shady.
I know that look. That's what I look like when I get caught. Nah, that's bad. You should have seen his face when he came out. He came flying out the door. I was downstairs with Matthias and Kristen, and then Chris thought he was coming. He said, "I'll see you there." And he's like, and then he just walked with pace across the room. Like he was busted. So I just asked Marie if he had permission to leave early, and he didn't. He just saw us all leave, waited till he thought everyone had gone, and then buggered off. Without permission, that's just not on, especially second week. Look, it's our fault. We should have, like when we saw him do it the first time, he should have been pulled up immediately.
We kind of knew at this point that he wasn't a fit. We knew the first week, but I believe everyone deserves a chance based on the level of threat that they pose to the culture of an organisation. If someone poses an enormous threat, then you'd give them a very small window. But if someone poses a less of a threat, give them a bit of time. I think it's important to do that.
Danny, scale of 1 to 10 real quick.
5.
She's not doing it, is she?
No.
Yeah, I think she's just, I don't know. Look, I really like her. She's a good cultural fit. She wants to be here.
Do you think your presence has upped the ante for her at all? Or you're not seeing it? Well, yesterday I walked in here and they're fucking measuring up the office for new desks. And I'm like, we haven't even got the highs, guys. What are you doing? she was leading the charge. I was like, what are you doing, guys? Well, we've already thought about it. My concern is right now, is this a priority to be mapping it out right now when we actually don't need... I just need the job done at a high level. So what do you think is the best course of action? You're going to be connecting with her today?
Yeah, so I've...
Do you want to be having a review? Do you want to be having almost like an informal review with her? So you're all right? You're good for it? Like, I almost got goosebumps at the implication that you would possibly if it got to that.
It's just a shame. Yeah, the ultimate scenario in any exit is to get the individual to self-select and, basically put their hand up and say, look, this isn't for me. Being fired from a job, it can be quite a traumatic and psychologically damaging experience for anyone. I'd rather people leave here, even if they didn't fit for whatever reason, being empowered. And I find when people are put under pressure, if they don't have the capabilities or the skills to be able to regulate the pressure and perform, then they naturally just want to get out as quickly as they can. And that often, ends up in creating the perfect exit scenario.
So I just wanted to catch up.
Yeah?
It's not really a conversation I want to have, but...
I already know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I called it. She resigned. Danny just resigned.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
No.
Okay.
But I woke up this morning, first thing in my head was, Danny's going to resign today. And I sent an email to you saying, Danny's going to resign today. And she says, can I meet with you? I was like, I knew this was coming today. I woke up and knew this morning you was going to... Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
So it's all good. She's a good person, nice girl. Danny resigned. She didn't even actually resign. She said, I just need to let you know. I said, I already know.
But it's all good with her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
So we'll put it in the boardroom then.
Boardroom.
You're cool with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Alrighty, so we're just discussing just a couple of things. First of all, exit period and also just how we're going to notify the team.
Yeah.
So we think the best course of action for notifying the team is just open and honesty. We'll just tell the team that you've decided to move on.
Yep.
We just want to manage any potential water cooler conversation that could eventuate in situations like this. Actually, we might just do an all hands.
Yep.
Can everyone get off the phone? Can I just do an all hands? If we can get everyone in the boardroom just real quick, won't take long, be like 2 minutes. Sorry to interrupt. Your first day and your first all hands. Are you talking? That's all good. You keep going, pal. But only if you can get a sale. All right, guys, won't keep you too long. Couple of small things. First of all, Dee's first day. Yay! Awesome news, all fantastic. Great to have you here. And we've got another announcement, which is Danny's going to be finishing up with us on Friday. And as most of you know, normally if someone resigns, normally we exit them straight away, but Danny's no cultural concern whatsoever. So we won't be stopping recruitment. Tracy will be picking up where Danny left off. So yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know straight at once, all together, so that there's no opportunity for any misunderstandings, because sometimes when this stuff happens, it can be misunderstood. Is anyone curious? Does anyone want to explore what happened? Because it's basically as simple as that. Yeah. But if you guys want to explore it, now's the time.
Are you leaving? I know, I'm sad to be leaving you guys. Like, I know it's been a short time, but everyone's been awesome and so helpful, and I'm really going to miss you lots.
Tracy's putting together a proposal right now to come and work with us full time to see what that would look like. What we're trying to do, and this may not be rational, is if we can start like 4 or 5 at once. So we're going to have a good intake this time, like a proper intake. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's awesome. That makes me very happy. Nice work, Trace. Strong start.
Look, when Tracy came on board, yeah, it was light at the end of the tunnel, because Tracy's a pro. She's a proven headhunter. She's good at her job. Yeah, I was like, oh, finally, we're going to solve our recruitment problem.
All right. So how you been? Good?
I just brought a few products, that's how they finished off.
So that's the material?
Yeah.
May I feel
take
it?
Out, yeah.
So am I opening a singlet or a...
Red dot means shirt.
So it's the compression and the material, is it?
Yeah,
that makes...
And also the fit. Children with autism can't handle seams, they can't handle stitches, they can't handle tags.
Right.
They need compression all the way down past their hips.
Okay. What I would love you to focus on is documentation of content rather than just purely content creation. So you might have an 80-20, like the 80 would be documentation, like just having someone follow you with a camera all day, every day, you and Jet, and meetings and meltdowns and everything, so that we can create almost like a vlog, a weekly vlog on Jet's story.
I like the word vlog.
And then from there, from the vlog, you'll be able to pull out little excerpts that might make great 30-second little insights. So at the end of the day, it's really about getting your story out there and getting the story out there to the right people at the right time to help them make better decisions.
Michelle's got an incredible story. Like, she's got a son, Jet, and Jet was diagnosed with autism, and from what I remember, like in the early stages, he was having as many as 5 or more meltdowns a day. She was looking for ways to be able to treat and support and nurture Jet in healthy ways, and she came up with this product called Jet Proof, which is this special fabric and technology and compression whereby when you wear it, it creates this calming effect on the parasympathetic nervous system, and it's almost like wearing a hug. And he went from having as many as 5 meltdowns a day to only having a couple meltdowns a month.
I'm just thankful every day for what you taught me so far.
Oh, thank you. I'm grateful that we actually have found each other. I feel very blessed to have the opportunity to support you in what you're doing. It means a lot. Where's Jet? Where's Jet? Ah, what are you doing? You got my wings on. Have you heard of Snapchat? Hello, Snapchat. I've got one of my mates here. Jet, say hi to Snapchat land.
Hi.
Hey, this is my boy Jet, and he has an incredible story. This is Jet's mum, Michelle Aben, and she runs an incredible company called Jet Proof, where you
Make clothing for children with autism and adults.
Woohoo! You will be amazed at the difference that wearing the right material with the right compression can actually have on children on the autism spectrum, or just anyone in general. Can I put my arm on your shoulder?
Yes.
Yeah? All right. Spaghetti! It's so good to meet you, Jet. Can I have a big hug? Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So good to meet you, buddy. Yes, it is. You want to hit the gong? Go on. Yeah, you can hit this one. It's an incredible story. Well, I've got to say, I've been wearing this all day and I've felt really calm all day. Except for Matthias calling me names, I've felt pretty good about myself. He's going to deny it. Yeah.
Matthias guy, dude.
So, feels so good. I feel like it's like a hug.
I've got a younger brother, Alex, who's autistic, and he's an incredible young man. And I have an appreciation for anyone whose purpose is to help others just live better lives. In perhaps situations where they have conditions that prevent them from experiencing life like perhaps everyone else.
Did my parcel arrive?
No, what parcel? What are you eating?
Did you even look? Okay. None of your beeswax, I'll show you when it comes. Just leave it, it's mine. Chris? Are you angry? Do it this week.
Okay, wait.
How many things have you got? Like, I've got things to do.
What's your important things?
Okay. Oh my God,
I don't like Maltesers.
you used to eat packets of them.
No, I didn't. I've never eaten a packet of Maltesers.
Hey, you're late. Hey, buddy. Did you only just get here?
Yeah.
How come you're late?
Wow. Hi, Bubby. Really good to see you.
Why? Like, we talked last night. You said you were going to be here.
You told me 10:25.
I said we'd break at 10:25. Did you not connect with the girls this morning to see what time we're running on?
Love you. I'm so sorry.
My love, I'm just asking questions. You keep reacting this way. I'm asking neutral questions. You don't have to react in that way.
Really focusing on it.
I'm not angry. I am. Yeah.
25. I knew it was 10:05 this morning.
Okay.
Just ran late.
But I asked you why you're late and you said I wasn't late. You told me 10:05 and now you tell me the girls already told you. I don't understand.
Mommy.
You don't have to be so defensive. That's all I'm saying.
Mommy. Hey, Daddy.
Yes, my love.
Aside from this, how's your day going?
Great. Everything's fantastic. Like, I got nothing to complain about.
Just me.
Hey, Daddy.
That's you. That's your words.
Mommy.
Are you going to Newtown?
Don't you have your tendon and ligament appointment?
Oh, I need a fucking PA. Wow. Thank you for reminding me. I might have actually missed my appointment. Let me just see if I can, because I'm supposed to be there like right now. Can you give me the number for the guy who I have an appointment with right now? That's in my diary? Yeah, it's now. It would have been helpful to know.
But
I'm in fucking meetings all.
The travel time is in your diary, though.
And I'm in meetings all morning. That's why I need support.
I look at that and I'm embarrassed. I knew it was bad, but I look at that and I'm embarrassed because I know who I am. I know who she is. And I can just see how working together really was not good for our relationship. And it wasn't so much working together, it was the way I worked with her. Yeah, I just didn't communicate necessarily in the most healthiest ways, especially in situations where there was challenge or conflict. Resentment kills relationships. Yeah, it's just not healthy. And for me, one of the biggest lessons I learned is I still remember the things that I was resentful for, but I had so much more to be grateful for. So the lessons I learned was, resentment, it's poison. And also the importance of just, treating your woman like a queen, And yeah, I just don't think it was fair to treat her that way. Because she certainly didn't deserve it. This is my mission, not hers. Chris is so over it. Like it's like mistakes, and I can't even correct them anymore because it's just, yeah. So not.
She's kind of checked out without
She's
checking out.
checked out a long time. She checked out, a couple of months ago. So yeah, I just want to give her the space to go and find what she wants to do. Hence the requirement for a PA, because it's really affected our marriage and our relationship, not in a good way. So PA, I'm open to your guidance. Like I just want a gun. I'll spend the extra money. We're trying to hire a PA and get Chris out as quickly as possible to save our marriage. I don't know how I've lived this long without one, to be honest.
That's what your wife was for, right?
Well, she was until now, yeah.
That's what. Anyway.
Yeah, I had two choices: get a divorce or get a PA. So,
smart choice.
Yeah, I'm a smart man. Just slow. So yeah. She was at a point where she didn't want to work in the business anymore. She didn't want to be here. This is my mission, not hers. She wanted to go and explore and do her own thing. Yet, because of the challenges that we're having in recruitment and turnover in team, she had to. Well, I needed her. I was just being selfish. I was trying to, because I feel in many respects, and she even said this, that she sometimes felt like she got the scraps. The world. In many respects, I gave the very best of myself to the world, and she got what was left over. Yeah, I'm just not enjoying myself right now. No, I don't know why. I'm just tired. Being an entrepreneur these days is actually becoming quite cool. But I don't think a lot of people realize, the responsibility that comes with wanting to be an entrepreneur. It sounds good, it may give them the appearance of significance, but it's a tough battle. Oh, I can't wait to get home.
Kerwin, it feels like it's forever.
It does, doesn't it?
I said to Matt, we did an 11-city tour.
And it felt easier than this.
Yeah.
This is the hardest tour I've done in a while. Like, Noah, when I go away, it really hurts. Like, I come back and it's like, he can't communicate it, but it's almost like he's like, why do you leave? Like, why do you leave? He's not saying that, but I sense it because it'll take me a week to rebond with him, and then I fucking go again. I'm tired, I want to go home.
What motivates you to excel?
My son.
Wow, good stuff.
He's just the light of my life, and he's my everything. Children, as you'll find, they make you value your time, because you start to realize I can either spend, an hour extra here, that's an hour that my son doesn't get to see me. So, it really reset my priorities. From the age of 15, I kept on saying to myself, when I'm a dad, I'm gonna be the dad that I always wanted. See, my goal is to have I want a lot, but I don't know if I'm gonna get part. I'm hoping for 2, right? I just love kids. Family's everything. But yeah, have you guys played much with automated webinars? It's just ensuring that if, let's just say 12 months from now, my wife is gonna, let's say we get pregnant in the next few months and she's having a second baby, I wanna know if I take 8 weeks off, I'm still gonna be able to be, pushing cash flow in, if I decide to do that, that's not event dependent. Yeah, the funny thing is, even with the emotion that I'm feeling right now, there's no regret. I know, and this is the thing, a friend of mine said the other day, do you wish you had perhaps taken off because I talked about, taking off and getting a caravan and going around Australia. And he said to me, do you think if you'd done that a year earlier that you would have been happy? And I was like, well, no, I'd be fucking miserable if I was in a caravan traveling around Australia, because that's not what I'm here to do. And so I look back at myself now, and I look at myself being fat, tired, unhealthy in a relationship that is perhaps, you know, not healthy either. And I'm just like, I feel for me. But if there's one thing I would say to myself, it's just, it'll be okay. It always is.
Hello, Kerwin speaking. I can talk now, hang on. Well, here's the thing. I empathise with your situation. I've got something similar happening right now with me. I haven't solved my problem, but I'm willing to give you the insights that I've had so far. In order for relationships to succeed at a very high level, we need to have massive levels of humility. Being wrong even when we're not. And it's fucking hard, trust me. It's like eating shit and glass mixed together. Oh my God, yeah. The goal, I think, in relationships is to find the person you're willing to do whatever it takes for. And you know, when you're there, you you tap into what you can do. But you know, you've got to be patient, and that's what a marriage is. You know, it's fundamentally fucking about patience. The marriage starts when the problems do, but the love will win. It always does. Love wins always. This could have been potentially therapeutic for me as well. So, good call.
Very good call. Love wins always.
Yeah. And I remember that phone conversation, actually, I was talking to someone and I was coaching myself. And that happens so much when it comes to advice. And I find this all the time. Like, there are themes that happen in my life where people come to me with issues, and they're issues that I'm dealing with. And by giving them advice, it gives me the ability to be able to talk to myself from a third-party perspective. And that was one of those scenarios. And it's not always about being right. It's about being happy. And that means every now and then, and sometimes more often, you know, you have to eat a shit sandwich and put a smile on your face and pretend like you actually enjoy it. Because sometimes that's what's required in order to succeed in a relationship, is to be wrong and be okay with it. And if you can do that, love wins.
It's family time.
Yeah?
Yeah, family time. This is Noah's seat.
Hello, honey. How art thou?
Good.
I was fasting when I was pregnant, but I didn't know I was pregnant yet.
But the funny thing was we were both doing our fast at the same time, and we did our transcendental meditation course. And on the application it said, male, female, are you pregnant or breastfeeding? And I went yes to pregnant and yes to breastfeeding, just as a joke. Yeah. And then I found out, it was like 4 days later, that we were actually pregnant.
I love you. Happy Valentine's Day.
My relationship with Kristen has been really incredible for the last 2 weeks. Like, we've really kind of gotten to a really great space. And it's just nice to be, it's nice to be in a good space. It's really nice. And my second one is obviously Nissy. Nissy, you know, being the biggest one we've had yet. I think it's going to be epic.
Love wins. It always does. Wow, that's what Marie got tattooed on her hand.
Really?
Isn't that what Marie got tattooed on her hand? Love wins. Really? Holy sh! So I can't remember exactly what's tattooed on your wrist, but we're looking at March last year where I'm having a conversation with one of the K2s. I said, look, at the end of the day, love wins. Love always does. And then this is what Marie tattooed.
It wasn't there, but now it is.
I love you.
I got it out.
I got it. Yeah,
And
amazing.
it does.
Every time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Peace.
That's cool.
There we go, awesome. Team, how are we? What was the key for this weekend?
Have fun.
Yes, have fun. Are you guys pumped? Yes. I am so pumped. I don't know what's going on. I'm actually in a t-shirt and I'm very comfortable.
If we can't set that microphone up around there, I just don't know how we're going to communicate it. They're not going to be able to hear us.
It's not working. They can't hear us down there. Why didn't we put one speaker here and one speaker down there?
We couldn't with the connection and the cords.
That's bullshit. They've got cords, they've got cables. Again, there is cables, they could definitely put it down there.
If any one of the three of us asks for something, the immediate response should be, I'll work it out. I'll get it done. And you just work out how to get it done.
I'm going to try to move this one to the corner.
Okay, good idea. Thanks, pal.
And Marion told me it couldn't be done. And by the time she'd finished telling me it couldn't be done, John was already ripping up tape and getting the cable out there. So it was a great, just a great example of that kind of mentality.
But yeah, we moved it.
We did. It is possible.
I need to learn to say we can.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Kerwin. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our next speaker to the stage, Noah Ray! Do you want to say hello?
Hi.
Say, how are you?
Hi.
Oh, look at everybody. Huh? How cool is that, hey? All right. Oh, yum.
Delicious.
It's so delicious.
That's lunch.
Mm-hmm. That's lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's it. That's it. And now I just have this level of comfort on stage, or acceptance of self on stage. I've always been comfortable, but I've never worn t-shirts because I didn't want people to think I wasn't professional. In my earlier journey, I started wearing suits, not because I wanted to wear suits. I fucking hate suits, but I thought I had to. I just now at the point where I was like, I'm just going to be me. I'm going to grow a beard. I'm going to wear a t-shirt. Like, I'm just me, and that's just been really liberating on stage, just to be able to be yourself. Wow. Because there was a lot of things that I've done and habits that I have that I had a lot of shame and guilt around, and now I'm just accepting of those things, and it's been massive. Oh, it's stuck. It's Daddy's belly. But the funny thing was, I was a suit guy, but I hated them. I hated wearing ties. I hated wearing cufflinks. I just hated them, but it looked good, and I thought that's what I had to do. My highlight was wearing a t-shirt. And a jet proof. And a jet proof. You, baby. It was such a release of old identity that wasn't who I was. One of my greatest values is authenticity. Like, how can I just be as real as I possibly can? And sometimes real is messy. You know, sometimes real has fuck in it and has shit in it. But that's just who I am. And the more real I am, the more alive I become.
The funniest thing happened this morning, though. Kerwin kept saying, like,
Hey, Daddy.
Oh my God. Whose phone is that? Like, somebody's phone. Check all of your phones.
For like 3 hours.
I was like, all right, if that goes off again, it's $1,000 fine. I don't care what it is. Is it annoying anybody? Yeah, turn it off. If I hear it again, it's $1,000 fine. And it went off again. I'm like, whose phone is that? Right. And I stopped everything. And I was like, oh shit, it's mine. Do you know what would be super funny? It's fucking me. It's dead set me. Okay. What did I say? How much? $1,000? All right, $1,000. I had to pay $1,000 to charity.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy, it's so good to see you. I've missed you so much. The beautiful thing about social media is I just don't waste anywhere near as much time now because I don't have the time to waste. I feel very honoured and very blessed to do what I do. I've had 48 different jobs before I found out what I actually loved. You know, people often say to me, how do you find your purpose, Kerwin? I said, well, I tried 48 different things first, you know, before I actually really found what was for me. And for me to be able to rock up in, you know, like jeans and a t-shirt and do what I do, I feel very grateful. So I want to thank you for allowing me to fulfill my purpose and allowing me to allow my team to fulfill theirs. It's been a real honour and a pleasure, and I just want to thank you guys very much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Here, let me tell you this. You're not going to find your purpose sitting around by saying, what is my purpose? You're going to find your purpose by knowing that you want to find it. And then just being aware. Just looking around, like being aware.
When do you know that is your purpose?
You know. It's like love. You just know. Like I feel lucky that I found it at a young enough age to still have enough life left in my body to pursue it. And what's interesting, and this is what I've found now helping thousands of people find their purpose, is most people discover their purpose in the pursuit of finding it. But I promise you, it will be the greatest discovery of your life once you get there. But anything great is going to take you time.
My biggest thing, I need to find that purpose.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
Well, I'd love to connect with it.
I honestly think if I could find that purpose, I wouldn't have a problem making $5 to $10 million over 5 years. Easy. It's just so easy to make money. It's so easy. But I can't find the purpose, and that's where my head's gone.
We'll help you, brother.
Oh, yeah, but I don't care about that, mate. I just want the purpose.
And so for me, you know, it's very much about aligning business owners with why they're doing what they're doing, the purpose of what they're doing, and aligning it to a passion, something greater than just making money. And it's not because I don't want my clients to make money. I just know the consequences of when people focus on making money.
And it radically increases the levels of stress that they experience on a daily basis. So when you get to focus people on things that they're fundamentally passionate about and within a good commercial model, you know, that's when people can do some really incredible things.
I'm purpose driven, and what I've discovered is you will get so much more productivity out of an individual who is driven by a purpose than they are driven by, you know, a commercial idea or, you know, making money. And I don't think we need more commercial people in this world. I'd much rather work with a heart-centered entrepreneur than some money-hungry douchebag any day of the week.
Yeah.
Have you got aspirations to be an entrepreneur yourself now?
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
I'm not sure yet.
Well, that's all right. You got plenty of time. How old are you?
15.
Dude, oh my God, I wish I had been in this environment when I was 15. Holy smokes. You're a future hustler, brother.
And for me, I've always been driven to, because I was learning disabled at school, no one could ever teach me properly, and so I never knew how to learn. And so when I finally learned how to learn, my goal then was to teach how to learn. And so many things coming together, lots of mistakes, you know, it's just kind of happened that way.
I just want to say a massive thank you. It's been a massive. My life is going to change. It's from now. It
already has.
Now my business is going to become visible. Thank
Brilliant.
you.
You're welcome, dude.
Really appreciate it.
And for me, it's just getting to a point where you have to be completely comfortable and accepting of who you are and what you have to do based on your purpose in life. And that can be perceived sometimes as a selfish thing. But if we're not doing what we love, if we're not focusing on what we love, then, you know, life becomes compromised. To achieve anything great in life, you've got to know how to prioritise. If you try and do everything, you'll never be able to do everything well because, you know, you've only got so much energy. But when you start to prioritise, there'll be certain things that will get an enormous amount of energy, and there'll be some that don't. And they become the things that we sacrifice. But I think anyone who pursues their purpose at a high level understands that sacrifice is just a given. There's got to be a reconciliation and an understanding that that's okay. Because if you are sacrificing with resentment, it's going to affect performance, it's going to affect relationships, it's going to affect communication.
This is the hour, the darkest place. Dante's Inferno, the devil's maze. It's a good world. Good world going bad.
What did we used to do when we waited for food before mobile phones? Have you seen this clip? It's being interviewed on BBC.
I would be surprised if they do.
When the baby comes in. Now watch this. She comes sliding in.
Where are you from, bro?
Sydney, Australia.
Are you serious? I
I think it was even Gary was saying, like, entrepreneurialism has become very much a rock star status kind of thing.
Gary only woke me up. Like, I will forever be grateful to Gary. But the one thing I will always give him credit for is pushing me towards social media. And if I can hope to acquire, you know, even 10% of the knowledge that he has around social, then, you know, I'm a happy guy. He is like one of the greatest change makers of our time, and he probably will go down as one of the greatest personal brands, you know, that we have seen in this new age.
Your work is incredible. Like, inspires my guy. Gary.
Hey man, how have you been?
Oh my God.
Dude, how
Do you
are
have
you?
any idea what you've done?
Dude,
to our
I know.
business?
Of course I know. You listened to me.
I watched.
And you're one of the few people that actually executed on
Wow.
what the fuck I'm talking about, and it's changed your game.
Everything. First $2 million week last week.
It changes everything, man.
It's changed everything, man.
Listen, what people don't understand about me is I'm gonna be right. It's just that most people don't have the talent or the work ethic or the ability to see that I'm right and then do all those three things to actually get the benefits of what I'm doing. But you did.
Thank you, brother. Thank
You're
you. I
welcome.
can't thank you enough.
You're
like,
welcome.
what
Makes
can I
me
do
happy.
to say thank you? Like,
Listen, man, I mean, there's, nothing. Like, I'm happy. The world works itself out. You being grateful works itself out. I don't need a transaction.
I know. But I'm gonna do something.
I'm sure.
I have to.
And if not, like, you keep fucking winning, it makes me super happy.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah.
Cheers, brother.
See ya.
All right, take care, yeah? Thank you.
He's been watching.
Yeah.
I literally share 99% of who I am without any shame because I've just made so many mistakes. And for me,
It's so much easier to be yourself when everybody knows everything about you. You don't have to try and pretend to be something you're not. You can be, and that's the thing, we are all things. We are all traits. We are all funny. We are all sad. We're everything. And when you can put it all out there, it's hard to be defined, you know, and I don't want to be defined. I want to be dangerous. I want people not to know what I'm going to do next because I can just do so many different things. And I say this with a lot of passion because I lived such a long life where I didn't love who I was. Yeah, I love me. It sounds really, I don't care if it sounds weird. I fucking just love who I am. I'm just so in love with who I am because, yeah, I do good things in this world and I'm proud of that.